I don't know how many times I'll have to edit this. I don't like making videos of myself anyway. And I don't have any kind of script. Just some thoughts in my head. And so I may stumble and falter, and I hope you'll bear with me. But this is a topic of great importance, and I hope you'll hang with me and listen and think about these things. I just a little while ago heard about someone that was shot and killed today that was a prominent sort of political kind of person that, did a lot of talking, and I'm not going to make this about that person. I'm not going to mention their name because none of that matters at the moment. Every life matters, but for the purpose of this video, that's just, it's what's prompting me to share these thoughts. But I've had these thoughts for a long time. I type them on Facebook all the time, but people don't like to read more than a line or two on Facebook. You stick a video on and they might give you a couple minutes. So I hope you'll give me at least a couple minutes here. So there's a lot of hate and division in this world, and if you're paying attention, you see it. But depending on how much you're paying attention, what you see is those people over there are hateful. And that's all you see. Those people see that those people are hateful. Those people see that those people are hateful. And depending on what you believe and how you think, you may be able to see all of it. You may just be able to see those people over there, and that's it. The problem is we're all at risk of becoming hateful. And when you start name calling, laughing at people, yes, even laughing at people is a form of bullying, believe it or not. And very few people can refrain from laughing at and mocking what they don't believe today. It's rather sad. People try to have simple, honest questions and conversations, and people just name call, make fun, point their finger. You're what's wrong with America today. There's all these attitudes that are just divisive. I've been saying for I don't know how many years now that our country, the United States, is in a civil war, but it's for a long time been something of a Cold War where we just get mad and call each other names and stuff. And that's still a civil war. We are not a United States. We are not united. We used to consider ourselves one nation, and we are not one. We haven't been one for a long time. And over the last year or several years, things have been escalating to where people decide to take everything that they consider justice into their own hands, and let's justify this and justify that. If you see somebody that believes differently than you, it doesn't matter what they believe. You can think their beliefs are hateful. You don't know their heart. But if you think their beliefs are hateful and you respond by name-calling, laughing at them, making fun, threatening them, throwing rocks at them, all this stuff, to where we get to the point now where people are getting killed just because we don't like what they're saying. That's not okay. When you get to that point where you're applauding the death of anyone, you're a hateful person. I don't know if you're willing to hear that, but you can't look at someone else's hate and think you're a peace-loving person if you have hate in your heart. I could say this to conservatives, I can say this to liberals, I can say this to Christians, I can say this to atheists. It doesn't matter. Everybody not everybody, but people on every side are hateful today. And it's awful. And we have to stop doing it. And we have to stop making excuses for it. We can't say, well, they deserved it. That's not how life works. If everybody got what we deserved in life, we'd all be doomed big time. That's not how things work. We don't get to take justice into our own hands. We don't get to go arrest people. We don't get to go beat up people and kill people. We shouldn't even be name-calling, pointing fingers and laughing. Like, it's absurd. When I was a child, we learned a lot of life lessons that were handed down from generation to generation. 2 wrongs don't make a right. Life isn't fair. Don't do things just because everybody else is doing them. But that's our society today. A lot of the things a lot of people out there believe, do, say, think, all of it is based on the people around them, who they respect, who influences them. That's another topic altogether. But life isn't fair. Let's start there. We in the United States are in one of the most free nations in the entire world. We argue over the things that we think are rights. What's just today? Well, we don't like this. We got people running out of the country because, I don't like that person. They're in charge, I'm going to leave. You're going to find misery anywhere you look for it. Anywhere you look. There's a lot of other countries that have way less freedom than we do here in the United States. And it doesn't matter who's in office. It doesn't matter if it's Donald Trump or Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Hillary Clinton. It doesn't matter. We have a ton of freedom here. Now, we don't like the ideology sometimes, the beliefs. We don't like some of the choices they're making, some of the new rules, some of the actions. We might not like it. But what are you going to do about it? Throwing a tantrum isn't going to fix it. Calling people names is not going to fix it. In fact, a message I've tried to share with people for a long, long time now. If you have a cause of any kind, and it is very important to you, if it matters to you and you actually care about it, the dumbest thing you can do is go around yelling at people and telling them how they're dumb or stupid. That's not going to help your cause one little bit. It doesn't. If you see those people over there, you hate what they believe, so you want to make fun of them. Do you think for a moment they're going to sit down and listen to you and hear some advice or wisdom you might have? There are some things, the liberals, the conservatives, they both do things wrong, and they both do some things right. Neither one's perfect, not even close. There are times where it doesn't hurt to listen to each other. So, you need to listen, but if you want other people to listen to you, you have to talk to them in a way that will make them listen. You got to reach them. And if you're just in their face telling them how dumb they are, they're not going to listen. Back to this, life's not fair. We don't like things, so let's go throw rocks, or let's try to fire somebody, or what have you. It doesn't fix the problems. It doesn't fix anybody's hearts. It doesn't fix your hate and frustration. And it's the only thing that you can work on in life is your stuff, your hate, your frustration, your hurt. The anger and frustration that a lot of people have today is all from hurt. Our feelings get hurt. We don't like something. It's not fair. We let that turn into anger, and that's not healthy. And we let that anger grow. We feed each other's angers by ranting about everything that frustrates us. We give each other high fives when we're talking to somebody that has the same beliefs as us. And it just fuels the hatred. There's a ton of hate out there. And it doesn't matter which group of people you associate with. It doesn't matter if you think your group is kinder than the other group. It isn't. They're all the same. They're all just as divided. They're all just as hateful. They look at each other with the same disdain, the same contempt, the same bitterness. And it's all from hurt and frustration. The only thing you can do is work on you and how you feel. Because if you don't, you're going to become exactly what you hate. You're going to be exactly what you accuse other people of being. You're going to spread that hate. You're going to spread that bitterness to the other people that are on your side, that you care about. You're also going to spread it to the people that you're mad at. When you become hateful and you treat those other people like garbage because, well, they started it. You know, that's how it always is. Those other people started it first. When you treat them like garbage because you think they deserve it, how do you think they're going to respond? They look at you the same way you look at them. The same exact way. You started it. In their mind, you started it. They didn't. This has been going on for longer than anybody that's going to watch this has been alive. This is not new. How we handle it, how we deal with it is getting worse. This is sort of new in a way. When I was a kid, I'm 48 years old. When I was a kid, kids in school didn't talk about politics. Kids in school didn't look at each other and think, oh wow, they voted for that president. We didn't do that. I didn't know anybody that talked that way. There's a whole lot of issues in life that we've made a big deal today that we're pushing on kids and we're teaching our kids, and it's become very hateful. Kids, when I was a kid, kids were just kids. We ran around and played games and had fun. We went to school, we did normal kid stuff, and now it's just a big mess. I mean, it really, really is a mess. So, what are you going to do? Life's not fair. The other part that I said earlier is 2 wrongs don't make a right. And I think I just explained that in some of this last ramble. You can't fix those people over there or over there by acting the way you think they deserve, or basically the same way they're acting. That doesn't fix it. It doesn't make it right. There's some things in life you can't make right. You don't have the power to. You could go screaming at people. You could be foolish and pick up a gun and do something dumb. It doesn't fix a thing. All the things you're mad about, they're still going on around you. Those people that believe the same way as somebody that just got killed today, there's still people like that. You didn't change a thing. The only thing you can change, the only thing you do change is your own heart. And when you embrace that hate, you're poisoning yourself. And that's not okay. You know, this is a big deal in this country today. It's become a big deal in the world. The world copies us. It's kind of sad to see, but much of the world copies the United States. I don't know why. Everything from politics to fashion to movies, music. There's another thing. When I was a kid, we were taught we were supposed to be a good example for other people. And there's few people doing that today. As a conservative that votes conservatives, I'm going to admit that. I voted for Trump, but he has not always been a good example. His attitude could use some adjusting. But if you're sitting there saying, oh yeah, well, yours could too. So could your candidates that you voted for. Their attitudes need adjusting as well. Most people out there today need some help. It starts with letting go of some things in life. I'm going to keep repeating this. You can't fix the world. You can't change what's going on around you. The things in this world, everybody says, oh, things are bad. They're going to get worse, especially if we keep trying to fix them the way we do, by trying to change those people over there and not looking in the mirror. That's going to make things worse every time. You can't fix them. Take a look at yourself. You can work on you. You can work on your attitude. You can work on how you treat people. If you want to see other people being kind, it starts with you being kind. You have to love everyone. I'm hoping that people besides Christians will watch this and listen to these words, because it goes way beyond, it can go beyond faith. I would like to think that people of any faith could believe that we need to treat each other better. The Bible says that we're supposed to love everyone, including our enemies. Are we doing that? There's a lot of people that are failing miserably at that are trying, but we need to try harder. We can't take a look at any of these situations going on in the world and get angry. Some people think, well, if you don't get angry, that means you don't care. I'm going to argue with that and say that's not true. Is it okay to get angry when some injustice happens? Yeah. But what do you do with that anger? Does anything productive come of that anger? And if you think, well, if somebody gets angry and does this violent thing, that's surely going to show somebody and prove something. No, that is not a solution. That doesn't work. You need to let go of the anger. You need to be angry enough to have a voice, to have an opinion, to have a feeling, and to share it. But you have to share it in a way that is a conversation. If you want anybody out there to hear you, if you want to make any difference in the world, you need to start setting that example yourself. You can't look at how hateful those people over there are. You can't blame Trump and say, oh, he's a big jerk. Or you can't blame Kamala Harris and say she's a jerk. Or you pick a person out there. You can't blame them for everything going on because everybody's acting this way today. It's not one side is worse than the other. It isn't. Don't let hate consume you, because it will. It will consume you. It'll ruin your life. One of the downfalls of man, in a way, is the pursuit of happiness. We're a bit misguided as to what happiness actually is, and we pursue it by chasing after everything that we think is good, anything that feels good, anything we want to do. We think if we do all these things, we're going to be happy, and that's not true. And a big part of that is because then we're looking at everything that's fair or not fair. And once we start to complain about what's not fair, there's no happiness inside. It's just not there. Happiness is a state of mind. It is something that you choose, no matter what your circumstances are around you. It's been quite a few years since I've been out of this country, but I've been to a few third world countries and seen some really, really poor people. Kids running around the streets with no shoes. There was one little kid, couldn't have been more than like 3 or 4 years old. The kid had a shirt on, literally nothing else. Running around, happiest kid in the world. Their houses, they didn't have glass windows. They didn't even have a door. It was just mud walls, a metal roof, and like a curtain. Very little privacy, very little safety. Picture a family of 3, 4, 5 or more in a house probably not even as big as most people's bedrooms in this country. And they were happy. They didn't have utensils. They ate with their hands. They had nothing. And some of these places, they're oppressed. You'd think politics are bad here in this country. I mean, you really need to explore the world. There's some awful politics and policies out there. There's some people that are really, really oppressed. And some of them still find a way to be happy. Some of them find a way to not go making fun of people, to not go calling people names, throwing rocks, threatening them or shooting them and doing things of that nature. Some people are at peace with themselves. Here in this country, few people are. There's so much toxic thinking, the bitterness, the hate. It poisons you and you end up unhappy. And you know, there's some people that don't believe me when I say this, but a lot of times when I share things like this, when I'm trying to help people think differently and treat others differently and to drop the attitudes, it's because I care about you. It's not just, hey, I want to fix the world, so all the rest of you need to stop. I want to help you. I don't care if you're an atheist or a Christian or a Muslim or a liberal or a conservative or a libertarian. It doesn't matter. I want to help you be happier in life. And that's within your own power and your own grasp. But we need to be careful how we're treating each other, because as long as we're treating somebody else poorly, we're never going to be happy. It's just not possible. This world is a mess. I hear neighbors yelling at each other right now. There's a lot of hurt and frustration out there. You know, beyond politics and stuff, when it comes to different religious beliefs, when it comes to couples, husbands and wives, boyfriends and girlfriends, etc. Well, that person did this first. Well, now it's okay for you to be a jerk? It isn't. Some of you somewhere deep inside know this, but you go complain to somebody else that's going to see things your way, and they back you up and support you. Somebody, I won't say who, somebody was once mean to me one time, and their friend told them, "Good, you need to be meaner." I'm like, what? How is that okay? And these people are Christians. It blows my mind. It really blows my mind how people treat each other. I blame us, for one. I blame the politics, the people that we elect to be our leaders, when they're on the internet, both sides making fun of each other, calling the opponents followers, horrible names. Both sides do this today. It's ugly. We sit there and applaud it. We need to stop doing that. We need to stop electing people like that. We need to do better. But, you know, I blame the TV, I blame the media, the news. They are part of this. I blame social media for how we've learned to look at something online and not see a person. We see this idea, we hate it, so we yell at it. I've told people over the years, "You're being a bully right now." And they laugh at me for saying that. Well, that laughing at me is being a bully. But no, it's social media. That's what we do. It makes it okay. No, it doesn't. You might be a bully and not even know it. But back to the blaming. I blame we, the people. We make bad decisions. We need to stand up, not against that person or that person over there, not against those ideas or those ideas. We need to stand up against hate, and that means all hate. Even the hate within our own parties, our own religions, our own friends and family. We need to stop supporting hate. We need to find it in ourselves and get rid of it. We need to let it go. We shouldn't see anybody in this country killing another person. We especially shouldn't see somebody killing another person because of what they believe and what they stand for. This is a free nation. We're supposed to have different beliefs. We are the United States. We chose that name many years ago. We chose to be individual states rather than one country with one set of rules, because we knew the leaders looked around and saw, well, those people, you know, we're not going to agree with them on this set of rules, and we're not going to agree with them on this set of rules, so we'll let these individual states make different decisions. We used to be okay with that. When I was a kid, I never heard Democrats and Republicans hating on each other. I never heard atheists super duper ticked off at Christians. The whole to each his own wasn't just some saying that people throw out once in a while. It was how people actually treated each other. People could have different beliefs, still hang out, be friends, still be kind to one another. I don't know what happened to that, but we need to get back to that. We need to be one nation, and it doesn't start with, let's make sure everybody in the country thinks the same way we do, because that's never going to happen, ever. There's not a single person on the planet that believes every last detail in life the same way you do. So, are we going to fight with everybody all the time? Pick whatever your political party is. If you could get rid of that other party and they were all gone, it wouldn't take very long before you found something else to fight about, to be divided on. Because, again, no political party actually has it all together. We're all a mess. We can still love each other. We can still be kind to one another. I know I'm rambling, like I said at the beginning, if you're still watching. These are just thoughts in my head. I haven't planned any of this out. That sometimes causes me to be like, lose my thoughts. This is a heavy, heavy thing. You know, there are people out there that when someone gets killed, they applaud. That's disgusting. I don't care if it's a serial killer that just got killed. It's a human life. And yes, we can be frustrated and angry at the horrible things somebody does, or, you know, those mean things somebody just believes differently. I'm not asking anybody to be happy about all those things in life, but we can't let those things ruin us. And that's what we're doing today. This isn't just about justice. People are destroying themselves in this country and the world at the same time. All because we want everything our way. We want things to be fair for us. You know, who cares if it's fair for them over there? We just want things the way we want them. There's so much attitude. So much attitude to the point where we got people killing each other over what they believe. I get it. You don't like that person's beliefs, and that person's trying to change policies that are going to upset you. It doesn't make what we're doing to each other okay. It absolutely does not. There's a phrase from Bible stuff that says to guard your hearts. Now, I'm not preaching at anybody, but no matter what you believe, that's good advice. Guard your heart. Because too many people out there are letting everything shape who they are, how they act. Back to in case anybody's still watching, I'm sorry, I'm still going on. Two wrongs don't make a right. When I was in high school, they implemented a policy. They didn't always follow through with it, but they implemented a policy. If two people got in a fight, it didn't matter who started it. They're both getting punished. Why? Because they both did something wrong. So, if that person over there, they're hateful, they're mean, they believe things that I don't like, that makes them whatever. Does that make it okay for you to call them names? No. Does it make it okay for you to hate them? No. Should you threaten them? No. Should you love them? You should. They're another human being. I hope people are still watching, because there's another thing I need to say. None of us are really that different from each other. We have different beliefs in life. But at the root, at the heart of all of our different beliefs, we're the same. We want to be happy. We want peace. We want love. We want acceptance. We want understanding. We don't want to hate each other. We don't want violence. There's no political party out there that wants hate and division. There may be some politicians that enjoy it, I don't know, but when it comes to we the people, we're all the same. You know, some people get mad at this whole make America great again idea. The truth is, we all want that. We all want this to be a good country. We want things to be great here. The problem is, what that looks like is different to each of us. That's not going to change. And at the same time, it's okay. Those people over there, both sides, I don't care if you're conservative, liberal, Christian, atheist, or anything else, people hate on each other because they think those people are awful. This is what they believe. They're awful. They're not. They're absolutely not. There are some awful people out there indeed, but when we lump people together in groups, none of them are awful. Not a single group out there. At the heart of what they believe, they want love, acceptance, understanding, tolerance, patience, kindness, peace. We all want the same things in life. We see them very differently, but in our hearts, at the root of it all, we're all the same. So while you're saying that person over there is the most awful person because this is what they believe, first of all, you're wrong. Most of the time, it's not an awful person over there. But second of all, you're becoming that. When you dwell on that, when you dwell on things have to be fair, I need to fix this, I need to control those people over there, they need to stop being how they are, they need to stop believing what they're believing, you're becoming exactly what you say you don't like. I don't know. There are days where there's a part of me that wishes this country could just split into, put all the liberals in one part, put all the conservatives in the other part, and see what happens. I have my own beliefs as to which society would do better in life, but neither one would be perfect and neither one would be whole. We need each other. We think differently, and some parts of the way one group thinks is good, some parts of the way the other group thinks is also good. Conservatives, stereotypically, in my observations in life, is that conservatives often think with just their brains, logically, hey, this is what makes sense, this is what we need to do, who cares about this or that? That's an ugly stereotype. With liberals, it's kind of the opposite. They think with just their hearts and they don't think these facts through. You know, that's, again, it's an ugly stereotype. It's not exactly fair, but the truth is we all do think differently. I know some conservatives that only think with their heart. Sometimes I wonder how they became conservative, but we all think differently, and we need all of it. We need to think logically and process things and figure out what actually works and what doesn't, what's right and what is wrong. And at the same time, we have to have compassion and understanding for other people. So, as much as there are days where I wish the country would just split so that we could just leave each other alone and see who actually succeeds, I don't believe that's the real solution. I don't think that's the answer. The answer is more patience and understanding with one another. Being okay with things not being okay. That's a hard thing for a lot of people, but that's the only thing you can do. You can't fix those other people. You can't get rid of them. You can try, but there's always going to be somebody else that you're going to hate. This kind of reminds me of, we've raised chickens a lot over the years, and message boards online, seeing people, oh, a raccoon just killed my chickens, I'm going to go kill every raccoon I can possibly find. I would try to tell them, you go kill every raccoon you can find, more raccoons are coming. Whatever town you live in, you could get rid of every raccoon in that entire town. And one day, if you could actually do that, it wouldn't take long before more raccoons moved in. Our solutions can't be just eliminating everything we don't like, because it'll never happen. It will never, ever happen. People will never be happy that way. The solution is to make the best of what we got, to be kind to one another, regardless. That person over there, well, they called me a bad name and they were jerks. Let them. Well, they believe this. Let them believe that. That's their freedom. That is their absolute freedom to believe that. Well, they're going to push this and try to make it policy. Well, sometimes policies stink. Sometimes policies are wrong. But you know what? You can't do anything about it. Try harder at the next election. Run for office yourself. You can't fix it by being hateful. Get on Facebook and rant about this person and that person. Where has it ever fixed a single problem in life? I haven't seen it. We need to be okay with things not being okay. That's something I, told my children years ago when we were going through kind of a tricky, messy divorce where it was a little scary for all of us for a little while. I told them repeatedly, things are going to be okay. Even when they're not okay, they're going to be okay. We need to be okay with things not being okay for a time. There are some people that go through life with things never ever being okay. There are people being murdered in large numbers in different parts of the world for different reasons. There are Christians being exterminated in some parts of the world right now. There are people, I have no idea what their beliefs are. There are people that are living in places where their government takes all the food. People send food to help these poor people that are starving, and the government takes it. It's good to try to fix things in a healthy way. If we believe something's good, if we believe there's a truth that we know, and these are other people, well, they're not getting it, we need to keep on peacefully with that. We need to calmly try to teach people. We need to speak. We need to not yell. We need to not name call. We need to not throw rocks or try to hurt people. It just doesn't fix anything. I don't know how many times I've said that in this video now, but it is worth repeating for the next week, non-stop. If I just sat here and made a video that long, it's worth repeating. You can't fix anything the way we've been trying to lately. It doesn't work. I hope you'll think about this video. I hope you'll watch it again. I hope you'll share it with people. If you're not a Christian, I hope you won't reject my thoughts based on the fact that I'm a Christian, because if you do, I'm going to be blunt, that's bigoted, that's ignorant. When any of us, look at another person and say, well, I know that's what they believe, so I'm going to tune out everything they have to say, that's not wise. I hope you'll listen to some of this, think about some of this, weigh it. Does any of this make sense? Am I right? Am I wrong? Do you think you can fix the world by calling people names, threatening to hurt them, or actually hurting them? Do you think that's going to fix anything? If you are a Christian and you're watching this, check your heart as well. Some of you, again, if anybody's watching this far, some of you are going to watch this and say, yeah, all those people. Well, hold on. Look in the mirror. I, as a Christian, and sometimes met with hostility from other Christians based on what I believe. Not on me pushing what I believe, not on me pointing my finger at them and saying anything mean to them, just here's something I believe. I get treated pretty lousy by some Christians. So if you're a Christian, I need you to pray about this, and I need you to get to Scripture. The Bible tells us that as much as it is within our ability to be at peace with all people, we can't fix everybody else. We can only work on us. On our part, are we trying to be at peace with people? Or are we jumping into the fight, raising our fists in the air and getting all mad? If we're doing that, we're part of the problem. As I said earlier, the Bible says to love your enemies. Your enemies. It says to pray for the people that would persecute you. Are we doing that? Not enough Christians are living that way. So, there's a lot of Christians that are looking at some news that just happened today and other things going on in the world, thinking, oh, the world's a mess and here's why. Well, sometimes you're part of the problem. We need to look at that. We think we have the answers. Well, we don't. Not completely. We don't want to become part of the problem. Some of us already are part of the problem, and we need to stop that. We need to stop blaming that group of people over there that, oh, they're such a mess. We point fingers at each other and say, those people hate America. Well, that's a lie. There's some people out there that probably really, really do. But it's a much bigger issue. It's not really something you can simplify with those words. They hate America. There are some people who can look at your actions and your attitudes and say, maybe you hate America. Do you? I'm thinking you probably don't, or at least you don't want to. We need to love each other. That group of people, all those people all around, they're there. They're not going anywhere. We can't change them. What do we do with that? We need to do better than we've been doing. I'm going to wrap it up and just say, peace. I wish you, whoever you are, even if you're mad at me right now just because I'm a Christian or a conservative, I wish you peace. I hope you find peace in life. And you can't do that as long as you're mad at me or that person over there or that group of people over there or that candidate or that president. You're not going to find peace by hanging on to hatred and bitterness. Those things are poisoning you. And I pray that you'll let them go and find kindness. Kindness, respect, peace, tolerance, love for everyone. Not just the people you think deserve it. Because none of us deserve it. We're all a mess. Not a single person is better than another. We need to understand that. Again, I hope you find peace. Take care.